In today's video, we will be talking about two must-eat restaurants, two places you must try when you're in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. The first one is the Old Mill Restaurant, located back in the Old Mill District, which we had passed up for years. We had been coming to this area for 15, 20 years, and we had never tried. We just thought it was going to be Cracker Barrel with a kind of old mill setting, a different little setting, but just standard old Cracker Barrel food. Boy, were we wrong. First, they start you out with corn fritters, which are very similar to hush puppies. I think it just depends on what part of the country you kind of grew up in. Corn fritter, hush puppy. Now, the corn fritters did have little pieces of corn in it. These were quite delicious. I was really surprised. They gave you some butter to add to it. The butter was a difference maker for me. Now, my wife, she really liked them without the butter. But either way, we both enjoyed them. Then you have the corn chowder, which I am not a soup fan. I realize it's chowder, but chowder soup, that's not me. I really enjoyed this. It was kind of like a thicker version of chicken noodle soup or vegetable soup. Reminded me more of vegetable soup. There was corn, carrots, green beans, potatoes, and a little bit of pepper, except it was very thick. But the biggest difference to me, and we say this in a lot of our videos, is when the food comes out so hot, you have to let it cool down. That just makes the flavors really pop, and that is what this was. This soup, you can see in the video, is steaming hot. Then we tried a pot roast. The pot roast was so tender, it was smothered in gravy. Even without the gravy, I think it would have fallen apart. You didn't even need teeth to chew this stuff. It just fell apart. You didn't even have to have a fork. And then the green beans. The green beans were quite delicious. Some places you go, you get green beans and they're a little chewy. These were not the slightest bit chewy. They were very soft. Then they had bits of ham mixed in with it. I like that. So you had ham, green beans, and some pepper mixed in. Just the right amount. Sometimes you get too much ham and you get more ham, you get more pepper. These were just done just right. And then we also tried some turkey. And interestingly enough, the turkey was very thin sliced. Kind of reminds you of deli meat. Yet it tasted like turkey you would have at a holiday. And the turkey was very similar to the pot roast. It was just so tender. It fell apart too. Really didn't need much to eat with it, maybe a fork. I mean, there was no cutting required, very little chewing with any of this food, whether it was the turkey, the pot roast, the green beans, and everything just had such good flavor to it. And even some of the sides were amazing too. We really enjoyed, we had mashed potatoes, and like I said, mashed potatoes, green beans. And the biggest thing to us was two things. The food came out hot, but also you got large portions, and it was very low priced. We were honestly sad we had not eaten here sooner, that we had passed by this place for years. And I mean, 15 to 20 years, we'd just gone, oh, what's so big a deal? And also you go over and there might be an hour and a half wait. And we just kept thinking, well, no place is worth an hour to an hour and a half wait. It is worth the wait. The amount of food you get for the price that you get, just can't compare it. And then, like I said, it was so hot. The amount of food that you got, and everything came out steaming hot. I mean, all the sides were hot. Even the soup was hot, and everybody gets the soup first and some corn fritters. So to start out with some nice hot soup, and it was even in the summer when we were there, it was warm out. As you can see in the video, at the start of the video, we were in shorts. So it is a warm time of year, and just to have chowder and be like, wow, this was amazing on a nice 75, 80 degree day. So that says something to me. So I would definitely give the Old Mill a try. Just don't think like us and be closed-minded and think it's another Cracker Barrel, it's another sit-down restaurant. The service was excellent. The food was so flavorful, large portions, great presentation. Like I said, you're just missing out if you're passing by it, because we did. And then the second must-try restaurant is the Pottery House Café. This place we've been going to for maybe 5 years or so, and we'd kind of missed it. We called it a hidden gem. We didn't even know it was back there. We knew the Old Mill restaurant existed. We didn't even know the Pottery House Cafe existed. And the first thing we start with is the bread. The bread is some of the freshest bread we have ever had, and this includes going to Amish country in multiple states. And we bring bread home from there because it's some of the best bread. The Pottery House Cafe might be the freshest bread we've ever had. The loaves of bread are like $10 a loaf. We've even gone out and bought the bread for that price. Just plain white bread, just because it is so soft, so delicious. Just such a good loaf of bread. And they have multiple kinds of bread. They have garlic bread, pizza bread, raisin bread. and all of it is worth the price. And it varies in price. It's anywhere from like $7 to like $12 a loaf, which sounds expensive, and it is, but it is well worth the price. Now, moving past the bread, well, one more thing about the bread. You don't even need butter on this bread. The bread they bring out to you is so warm and fresh. You can just pull it apart. It has such a good taste to it. And the first thing we tried was some fried green tomatoes. I don't mind tomatoes. I'm not a huge fan, but I'll get them on a burger or something. So we wanted to try some fried green tomatoes. We tried them a few other places, and this one had a lighter batter than most places. It was very similar to fried zucchini. Kind of had a very, you would have thought with a lighter batter on it, the tomato taste would have been stronger, but it was actually a very slight tomato taste. But one of our favorite things in the whole Pigeon Forge area that we have had is French onion soup. We've tried it multiple places. This might be the best we've ever had, because the French onion soup, you had an option to get it in a bowl made there at the mill or to get it in a bread bowl that was made in the restaurant. And we decided to go with a bread bowl. The bread bowl was amazing. The bowl just fell apart. It was toasted but not burnt. And just the flavor. It was a very slight onion flavor, but there was lots and lots and lots of cheese, as you can see in the video. And it had a strong beef flavor. So it was almost like having pot roast in a bowl. Yes, it's called French onion soup, and there was a slight onion taste to it. But this would be one item I would say, if you like onions in the least bit, and you go to the Pottery House Cafe, you have to try the French onion soup. And then we got chicken gumbo and grits. The chicken was so tender. It was very similar to the pot roast at the old mill. It just fell apart. The grits were buttery and well seasoned, and had a nice flavor to them. It was not extremely spicy, but just a little flavor. And then the thing that is the game changer that sets this place apart. The Old Forge's pecan chicken. This chicken is life-changing, which I said to my wife in the video. I thought this was some of the best food I have ever eaten anywhere that we have been in the last 30 years of restaurants and being together and eating at people's houses, eating any kind of food. This was like breakfast met dinner. It is very, very similar to chicken and waffles. The chicken is lightly breaded, and it comes with pecans on top, and the breading is so slight. It just adds a little bit to it, and then it comes with a sauce, and the sauce is a pecan praline moonshine. I think that's what sets it apart. And then you get 2 large chicken breasts, and just the flavors of the pecans, the sweetness of the sauce with it, the breading. Like I said, it very similar, reminds you of chicken and waffles. And the flavor just kind of smacks you in the face. You know you've eaten something sweet, something flavorful, something with a little bit of protein. It's just an amazing flavor. It just hits every little palate on your taste buds. I am just blown away. I can't say more to you than, if you're in this area and you only have one restaurant you can choose, go to the Old Mill and go to the Pottery House Cafe. If you like chicken at all, it's just amazing. Like I said, the sweetness of it, the chicken's so tender, doesn't even need a knife, barely a fork to cut it apart. So we would definitely recommend going to the Pottery House Cafe, getting the Old Forge's pecan chicken, and some French onion soup, and a slice of pie. So there you go. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, leave us some comments so we can keep doing more videos like this, more restaurant reviews, more restaurant and attractions in the Smokies. Thank you for watching.